Hello, I'm Chris Williams from Read Comics They're Bad For You, the name of my YouTube channel. Or if you're watching this on Library or BitChute, I have my own channels on those two websites, and they're both named Comic Freaks, so it should be easy for anyone to find. If you have the chance, please go out and subscribe to them. We're going to be talking about a video that Doomcock recently released about Star Trek rumors, chaos, and desperation. A bunch of turmoil is happening behind the scenes, with Kurtzman basically being on the way out, much like Kathleen Kennedy over at Lucasfilm. Apparently, Star Trek Discovery is only going to have a third season, and this is good. That means coming next year, it'll be its final season, and we won't ever have to deal with Mikey Spock ever again. No more of their agenda politics put in there by Bad Reboot. None of this, Mikey Spock being the bestest ever and basically telling Spock himself how to live his life and how to be a great and good Starfleet officer. I've still not forgiven Kurtzman for what he's done to the canon. But then again, this is Bad Reboot's partial canon of Star Trek that they started back in 2009 with that Star Trek reboot movie that I really detest. I mean, it's watchable, but it's certainly not Star Trek. Certainly not the shows that we all grew up loving. It is most certainly not Star Trek the original series or even Star Trek the Next Generation. It's just a generic sci-fi setting for a generic sci-fi movie that they, release every year. Only this time it was released under the name of Star Trek, which it most certainly should have not have been. But basically that's the beginning of where Star Trek Discovery came from. Remember, the Star Trek movie they released in 2009, Bad Reboot basically changed enough of the canon there in that movie, basically to spin off their new Star Trek franchise into their own direction, not caring about what the original fans or the casual TV watcher would think about these new series that basically had nothing to do with the original canon. And from there, Star Trek Discovery was basically born, or at least something that would eventually become Star Trek Discovery, that they put all of their agenda politics and every other bad idea they had for Star Trek into. Oh, but let's not forget all the ideas that they stole from this guy online for his video game or comic book series that they put into Star Trek Discovery. Because what Bad Reboot doesn't destroy when they remake something, they basically steal from people who are much better and more creative than they are. But either way, it looks like Kurtzman is going out of the front door of CBS and we won't have to deal with him after Star Trek Discovery is gone. Apparently, the story behind Star Trek right now is that there is no plan. Apparently, Star Trek Discovery only basically getting a 3-season deal was basically because they have nothing planned beyond Season 3. They have no idea what they're doing with it, so they're basically turning what would be an ordinary season into a series finale. Kurtzman is trying to buy himself some time by getting his rumored Section 31 off the ground, but it's all just a nothing burger. A bunch of series they had planned, it's also nothing burgers. They have nothing actually planned for it. They made a bunch of names for series that they were going to propose, but they have no actual plan of how to handle them. A couple of series made for kids are looking like they actually might be produced, but it's likely they'll only get 1 season each. A couple of the animated series are only being made because they're actually getting funded. And Alex Kurtzman is pretty much looking at a complete dumpster fire on his door because basically CBS is doing nothing but yelling at him now, and they're blaming him for what's happened with Star Trek Discovery. It looks pretty bad for the guy. And then you have Seth MacFarlane here, who has plans of buying the Star Trek franchise, but that might not actually happen, as I've said in previous videos. It looks like CBS is trying to get others to basically put out the dumpster fire that Star Trek has become. And those names include Ira Behr or Ron Moore. I don't quite know who those guys are, but it looks like CBS is looking to them to fix Star Trek. And the sooner they do that, the better. I have to say, it looks like all of these rumors are going to pan out, but you should treat them as what they are, rumors. Even though some of them are that apparently Alex Kurtzman walked into Redstone's office and demanded Section 31. Apparently she left him out of there. And I have to say, I don't blame her, because apparently she's put Alex Kurtzman on her S list, and that's pretty much the best place he can be right now, because everywhere else he's just going to get effing killed and hung by the fans because everyone is blaming Alex Kurtzman for what has happened to Star Trek right now, and no one wants to see this Section 31 show because they hate Alex Kurtzman's guts too much. I have to say, it looks like Star Trek is going to be in better hands soon, so that's a plus. But I don't know if it's going to be Seth MacFarlane or, let's say, Ira Bear or Ron Moore. But someone has to fix what Star Trek has become if they want to make this into a viable franchise again. But I must stress this one more time, these are only rumors, but let's hope some of them turn out to be true. If you like this video, subscribe. Make sure you're still subscribed because YouTube is going around unsubscribing people, so make sure you're still subscribed. If you're watching my videos but you're not subscribed, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Read Comics They're Bad For You. Then go over to Library or BitChute and subscribe to my channels on those sites. They're both named Comic Freak. Hit that bell for notifications, hit that like button, and leave some comments down below. And if you could you also please share this video, share it on Twitter, share it on Reddit, and share it on Facebook. Share it anywhere you think it'll do the most good. Now, listen closely, it's plug-in time again. Keep checking back in all my future videos for more information on my own upcoming independent comic book scumdogs. I'm Chris Williams, and I'll be back again tomorrow with another video or review.